Ridley Jones, The Deep Below, The Lost Episode. It started like any other Ridley Jones episode. Cheerful ukulele music, bright animation, Ridley's familiar voice narrating something about protecting the museum and the secrets it holds. But right from the start, something was off. The colors were washed out, as though the animators had desaturated the palette by accident or on purpose. The characters moved with a strange stiffness, and Ridley's smile lingered a bit too long when she spoke. There was no title card. Just a jarring cut to black, followed by a single line in white courier font. Season 2.5, Episode 00, Do Not Air. Then, silence. No music. No ambient noise. Just Ridley standing in the center of the museum's main hallway. Her eyes blinked out of sync. Behind her, the exhibit seemed wrong. The dinosaur skeleton was missing pieces. The Egyptian sarcophagus had been split down the middle, and the pirate ship rocked as though caught in a violent storm, yet everything around it was still. Ridley turned to the camera slowly. "Something's wrong in the museum," she said in a whisper. Not her usual energetic tone, but something flat and lifeless. "I have to go outside. The descent to the lock." The next scene opened with Ridley standing at the museum's back exit, wearing a thick coat and holding a lantern. The door creaked open not to the city, but to a gray, endless swamp, with fog so dense the background looked painted over. Ridley stepped out as thunder rolled overhead. "They told me not to go," she muttered. "But I have to see it. It's calling." No one accompanied her. No Fred the bison. No Ismat the mummy. Just Ridley, trudging alone through the wet marsh, the camera lingering uncomfortably long on her face. Wide-eyed, vacant, lips slightly parted like she was trapped in a trance. Eventually, the fog parted slightly to reveal an impossible thing. A lake. A massive, black body of water that churned and boiled like tar. The colors were wrong. The water shimmered in reds and blues like a gasoline spill, and the trees lining the edge of the lake bent backward as though fleeing from it. She stepped closer, barefoot now. Her shoes had vanished. So had her coat. She looked like she'd been standing there for hours, soaked to the bone, shivering. Then she whispered, "Nessie." The monster. There was no dramatic reveal, no jump scare, no swelling music. The camera simply panned slowly to the right, revealing the Loch Ness monster already there, just a few feet from shore. Except it wasn't the friendly folklore creature people imagine. Its neck was long but twisted unnaturally, coiled like a serpent. Patches of skin hung from its flesh like peeled wallpaper, revealing sinew and dark purple muscle beneath. Eyes, dozens of them, lined its throat, each blinking independently, some rolling in circles. Its mouth was wrong, not just sharp, but deep, as though it opened into another dimension. Inside, rows of teeth spiraled downward into infinity, spinning slowly like a drill. It made no noise. Ridley stared, not in fear, but in what looked like recognition. "I remember you now," she whispered, "from before the museum, from the water." Then the monster moved, not lunged, but glided, faster than seemed possible. The water didn't ripple. It just appeared closer and closer until it loomed over Ridley. One of its neck eyes blinked and began crying blood, dripping thick red tears onto Ridley's face. Her skin began to bubble. The escape attempt. Suddenly, Ridley ran. The animation here was bizarre. Her limbs flailed wildly, out of sync with her body. Her neck twisted unnaturally as she sprinted into the woods, screaming with a sound that didn't match her voice. More like a distorted audio file of a baby crying, slowed down and reversed. Behind her, the monster followed without moving. It just existed in each new frame, slightly closer, always just in the background, its head peeking from trees that should be too narrow to contain it. It whispered in a low, guttural drone, "You were mine before the museum. You are mine now." Ridley tripped, fell face first into the mud. The screen flashed to static. The ending. When the video resumed, Ridley was back in the museum, alone. Her face was scratched and smeared with something black. She stood in front of the glass case where the Loch Ness Monster fossil usually sat. It was shattered. A distorted version of the theme song played slowly, but it was warped beyond recognition, off-key, some parts reversed, others missing entirely. She turned to the camera. Her mouth moved, but the audio was a deep male voice. The museum can't hold everything. Some things break through. And then she died.